everybody, it's Sarah Cuoco coming to you live from Grand Junction, Colorado. If you do happen to jump on, please let me know that you're here. You can wave or you can just drop a little hashtag live or hey Sarah, whatever. And if you're watching this on the replay, I'd really appreciate it if you would drop a hashtag replay and where you're watching from. So I like to see where people are tuning in from. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, I found this magazine. My husband actually brought it home. It's called Eat This, Not That. And you've probably heard of that before. Most of us that have been in the any kind of a health space at all have heard of that. I thought it was just a book, so I did not know it was a magazine. Anyway, he brought this home, and I just really, kind of flipped through it and saw some recipes and stuff. It's got some pretty good looking stuff in here, but I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to it. He's the one that likes to get fancy on the recipes. I like to cook, but he likes to cook. Anyway, so last night we were at dinner and I happened to flip through this and I found this article. It's I know it's going to be backwards in the lens, so it basically says, it's talking about things you can do, 20 tips for living to at least 100. I don't know if I want to live quite that long. I'm 57 now, so I'm not sure I want to be around quite that much longer, but I'll take another 30, 40 years. I'm good. I'm cool with that, as long as I can have my health so that I can actually enjoy that time. And that's what we're all about here. That's what my page is about. That's what my business is about. It's about aging as healthy as we possibly can. So really quickly, so day one. So anyway, so like I said, there's 20 tips, and I'm going to do these, breaking them down one day at a time, because if you're like me, you can read something and it has all these great things, and then you're like, oh yeah, and then out of sight, out of mind. So I thought, well, maybe if I break it down one at a time, it's less information, a little more time to kind of digest it and think about it, and maybe how we can apply some of this to our lives. So day one is titled Dipping into the Mediterranean Diet. I'm going to preface this with the fact that I am not a big proponent of any kind of specific diet, because very rarely does it work for everybody. I don't care if you're talking keto or Mediterranean or, back in the day, the grapefruit diet, the cabbage diet, the cabbage soup diet. I don't know. There's been so many crazy things. So granted, the keto and the Mediterranean and the high protein, low carb, which I have done, are definitely more healthy ways of eating. But I've also found, in my personal experience, that trying to stick with something like that over the long haul is very difficult. And so what I've done, and what it kind of sounds like here, and I'm going to take this, I'll kind of give you a synopsis of what they're saying, but I like to take things and apply them, but I'm not super strict as far as I have to do this and I have to do this and I can't do this and I can't do that, because it's not realistic. We are humans, and like I said, we're all different, and so something that works really great for you may not work for me, and vice versa. So anyway, this talks about, so what is the Mediterranean diet? Because honestly, I don't know. People throw the terms around. I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't know what you mean. So for those of you like me, it means olive oil, veggies, fruits, nuts, seafood, and a moderate amount of wine and cheese. Now seriously, any diet plan that includes a moderate amount of wine and cheese is all right in my book. You can see the wine bottle. Big picture. Anyway, a lot of people believe this is the secret to a longer life, and I'm not going to argue that. There have been numerous studies that have linked this diet to improved brain function and better health, including lowering our risks of cancer and other diseases. So they're saying that maybe give it a try. Ways you can do that, really simply. So here's some of the things you can add to or include more of in your diet. For me, it's just, most of them I already do, but not necessarily on a regular basis. We'll see. So eating almonds, hummus, wild salmon, garlic, lemon, quinoa, cauliflower, chia seeds, and olives. And it says to eat those frequently. So let me break that down. I do eat garlic and lemon frequently because I drink hot lemon juice in the morning. Garlic goes into pretty much everything we make. Almonds are a great, especially raw almonds, are a great snack anyway for anybody because if you get them raw, you're not having the extra sodium. And I'm really sodium tolerant, which is why it's really nice that, pardon me, my husband likes to cook so much, and he's doing a lot more to look at ways to reduce the sodium. Wild salmon, I'm not a huge fish fan, so doing this on a regular basis, probably not going to happen. I will eat some, and we've done a little more of that. Hummus, I'm okay with hummus. I've recently discovered quinoa. I know, where have I been, right? Heard of it, just never tried it. Sounds weird. I'm a weird food texture kind of person. So, fortunately, one of the things we discovered is that it goes really well putting chicken cacciatore over it that my husband made the other night. That was so good. And putting it over quinoa was awesome. It does talk about eating eggs, skyr, I'm not sure what that is, S-K-Y-R, don't know what that is. And chicken in moderation, and red meat rarely. Avoid store-bought items that are highly processed with loaded additives. Yeah, we avoid most high processed foods because they're so high in sodium and sugar. One thing that's really interesting, we frequently will buy like riced cauliflower or riced cauliflower sweet potato, something just for a quick side dish. We eat a lot of cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and broccoli, and we eat a lot of vegetables anyway. But sometimes you just want to throw something in the microwave and have it to go. Even with that, you'd be really surprised how many, if you haven't read your labels, read your labels, because a lot of them actually include added sodium. I don't know why, there's no need for it, but we found a brand, it's actually a very big national brand. I was surprised, 0, which is what it should be. Red meat, I love a good steak. I used to really love a good steak. I love it rare. I love it tender. But over the years, I've noticed that I have a harder time digesting red meat. And so I've gotten to where I rarely ever eat it. Once in a great while, you know, if we go to a nice restaurant or something that's, we went to one last year that's renowned for their steaks. So I believe I had a filet mignon or New York strip, something like that. Love it. But it's pretty rare. I don't eat that very often at all. And that's just something that I've learned over the years doing high protein, low carb diets. So I guess for me, I guess this day one is the Mediterranean diet. I am going to kind of maybe just tweak that a bit and say, hey, thanks for jumping on. Maybe just say, just focus more on healthier fats, low sodium, watch your added sugars, keep that down as low as possible. And if you're the kind of person that needs more of a daily type of routine or somebody to say, you need to eat this, and don't eat that, then give it a shot. Try the Mediterranean diet. It might be for you. Anyway, so that is our tip for today. The health tip for today is all about just a general nutrition. Maybe give the Mediterranean diet a shot if it's something that appeals to you. I mean, olives are good. Who doesn't like olives, right? And like I said, any diet that includes a moderation of, or wine and cheese in moderation can't be all bad. So that's day one. We've got 19 more days of stuff to cover, and I hope you'll join me every evening while we do that. Thanks until next time. Take care and happy eating. Thanks for jumping on.